All right. Ladies and gents, we back with another episode of the Experts presented by the Solid Podcast. Remember, the Experts is a part of the Solid Podcast Network, all rights reserved. It's your boy Sanzo Mata. Y'all know the thing go. Back with my co-host, X Factor,
Yo.
and Graylan. But we gotta give you a nickname for real, though, right?
Graylan's
You can go, you know.
Yeah, they ain't slipping off the tongue. We can find one.
Oh boy.
You go with what, G? You straight with G or what? Or something longer than that?
I straight with G. You can go with G for now.
Or you go with G for now.
You know this play from high school, he never had no nickname.
Oh, what's good, gents? We got a full slate of stuff to talk about. We got some NFL stuff, some week 3 picks. So we got some WNBA stuff. Shout out John Quill. And we also got to talk about training camp start recently for the NBA. So it's been plenty drama going on with training camp. Media day was yesterday. A lot of drama. So we got a full slate to talk about. But let's start with our week 3 picks. Let's start with our failures. What y'all like about week 3? What y'all hated about week 3?
I mean, you got to recap it, man. I can't even remember. That was so far ago. I remember I did. Leave it up to me. I think I picked all what I thought I was going to pick.
All right, well,
You think you got 100?
I can assure you didn't. I can
know one
assure
thing.
you flipping did.
I do better than some people do.
Yeah? All right. You get that. Let's run
I
these
thought I
games from
did
the
pretty
top.
good.
Yeah, let's run it.
I mean, all things considered, I think everybody do solid. But some games, like you all say, was really easy to pick. What do you get into, though? Yeah, let's start from the top. So from the top, the first game we had was the Browns. And the Browns played the Bears. So, what y'all think about that game? I mean, that was pretty straightforward. What y'all thought about it?
Well, like I said, with my analysis, what I told y'all, the players themselves tried to rally around Fields, but the problem with that is that offense is not built for that type of quarterback. So they have a pocket offense with out of pocket QB, if you want to call him that. And then on top of that, you're going against a team that scrub. So you can't be here experimenting like, you're going against Jacksonville or something or Houston. You're going against a top 15 team, probably top 10 team. Actually, I see Stephen A has them as a top 5 team. So it's like you throw that man into the fire, and it is what it is. But I expect him to rebound from that. I expect him to come back and have a big game sometime this season. I don't know their schedule, but I feel like we'll have a big game sooner or later. But I picked the Browns, so I'm good with that.
Yeah,
But you
I
did.
picked the
You did.
Browns.
You called it. You said that Fields is going to be running for his life, and he got sacked 9 times.
Boy, Miles Garrett and Clowney was all over that. I told y'all. That's
You
gonna be
did
all
say
over
that. Yeah.
He got sacked 9 times. They had 1 net passing yard as a team. 1 net passing yard. He threw for 68 yards. They lost 67 to Sox. I gotta give a shout out to Mitchell Trubisky, though. I gotta give a shout out to Trubisky. Maybe he wasn't that bad after all. Because Matt Nagy, I stand.
Oh boy.
That's him or that's me? That's him?
Yeah, that probably him. Shine, man, shine.
The fun say the ID tech have slow internet.
Unless BPL going off. One thing with BPL, they don't give you no warning. The Sans internet, man. It's a real shame. Oh boy. Anyway, you guys can let Sans lead this, but let me pull up my NFL scores and we could continue this way until he get back. I don't really want to do this,
But in any event, all of us picked the Browns, so that was a clean slate.
yeah,
The
that's
Browns, yeah, that was easy pick. Rookie quarterback, top defense in the league. We know what's gonna happen.
I know one thing. We this next game coming up, Falcons and Giants. Y'all shines.
Falcons and Giants.
Yeah, what was the picks on that? What was the picks on that?
Everybody picked Giants.
Exactly.
Every single person picked Giants. That was a
He
shocker.
picked the Giants and the Falcons come there. And it was like, when he was breaking it down, I was like, wait, something tell me pick the Falcons. But then we got on this whole Matt Ryan is trash thing, which he is.
Right.
And then that's what really changed it at the last second.
And not just that too, the fact that Matt Ryan's playing so horribly, and then Danny Jones played good last week.
Yeah.
So the momentum, but that was a tough pick though. I mean, two, like you say, taller goal teams, it's always hard to pick who would be the worst side of the two.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But everybody picked.
It wasn't really a highlight game, but I guess we'll see.
It's one of those. I think we have one of those surprising games, like one of those results that we just did not expect. That definitely in the running. I thought Falcons was. I'm more shocked at the Falcons, and I am disappointed in the Giants, to be honest.
Another game I think was pretty easy and straightforward for us was Titans and Colts. Of course, I picked the Titans because I have Derrick Henry in fantasy, who gave me another good week. It was good because I watched the game and we knew Carson Wentz, who's coming off injury. Even when he isn't coming off injury, he doing crap. But it just wasn't no shoulder to shoulder game to me. But it was entertaining. Like if you watch it, it was entertaining, but it wasn't down to the wire, just whatever. So I like it. Like I say, it was good. But I think I picked Titans, so that's another.
Yeah, we all picked Titans for that. So far we 2-1, everybody. And don't forget, it was a lot of games where it was just clear cut case. At least we thought.
Another clear cut game was Cardinals and Jaguars.
Right, probably the clearest cut, right?
Yeah.
However, the Jaguars had some highlights in that game, though.
They fight. I get them that they fight. Like I said, the Cardinals' offensive line isn't the best by far, and the good thing is it's made up by a great quarterback or a good quarterback. I can't just throw that great around like y'all do. Good quarterback right now with who is mobile, who could get away from the pass rush and extend plays enough for one of the best wide receivers in the league, and some good complement wide receivers.
Right, you got some good weapons out there.
So that was easy pick. Cardinals was 31-19. Good, easy.
That's what 3-1 everybody so far.
Yeah, we 3-1.
So far we 3-1 Suns.
Everybody. What?
Yeah.
Everybody
dial back up. They dial up just now. You get back in.
Which three games? Which 4 games are going through?
That's the Browns, Bears, the Falcons, and Giants. What everybody got wrong. Cardinals, Jaguars, which was a no-brainer for us. What else you say? Oh, Titans, Colts.
Yeah. All of them was easy. I know the game. I didn't write mine down. I don't know why. I can't remember. But this is an interesting one. And I think I went opposite of y'all. And this was Bengals Steelers. I want to know slapping up. Who pick who?
You pick Bengals, me and Sans pick Steelers, right?
All right.
Yeah, you went
Bengals. We know what's going on there.
You get plenty time to lose.
You did.
I told you. No.
No, let him enjoy it. Let him enjoy his short victory.
Yeah.
All this running on, all this mouth, y'all running on about Ben Roethlisberger and this offense and this defense, all that slapping up.
Yeah, it hurt me because I
told you
Steelers defense and all, man.
This man is done. Ben Roethlisberger is done. Even if he have a few good games this season, the few good games this season will only be for him to save face. But at the end of the season, please, Pittsburgh, please. If he doesn't retire, let that man go, man. Let him, like, just tell him, say, hey, it's time for you to go, bro. Like, we have done all we can. They gave him a top running back, gave him top wide receivers. He even had good tight ends at the time, had a good offensive line. You had a good defense. Like, bro, we didn't give you all you could get. You win a few championships. Good, cool. It's time to hang it up, man. He can't on like he work for government. He don't want to leave.
Listen, we didn't. Our rating wasn't on Big Ben. You know, it was on the Steelers defense and horrible Bengals offense.
You know,
that's what it really was on.
Joe Burrow.
But like you say, with TJ, I didn't expect him to look so bad with TJ Watt.
I know one thing. Chase run on y'all on top, but Chase is drop all type of ball. Chase wasn't dropping a ball that day.
Yeah, Bengals look good. I mean, like, they look good against the Steelers, and that was surprising.
Yeah, that's not get carried away. That
they look good against the Steelers, and that was. So that's what that separates us.
Big Ben.
Go ahead.
For what?
You were saying Big Ben?
I mean, is it time to bench him? Your feelings if it's
hold on.
The dude, he can't shoot the ball past 20 yards.
Not yet. See, when you're dealing with a legend in their original team, in their original state, like that's the team that drafted this man like almost 20 years ago, you got to be careful. You don't want to destroy your fan base just to prove a point. So what you do is he go out there and he probably is going to stink it up another few games. And the way I see them fellas rushing that line, and this the Bengals line rushing, he probably is going to have a sore shoulder or sore knee. When that freak little injury comes, small little injury, you magnify it, make it seem like it's a big injury, and then you say, oh, he will be out either 6 to 8 weeks or the rest of the season, or we're shutting him down. But in actuality, it's just that, hey, bro, he's going to bench you anyway, but we're just trying to make it look good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I think it's similar
like we need a weekly segment.
Say what?
Go ahead.
I feel like we need a weekly segment called the Cam. You know, that I feel is a could benefit from Cam services. Nah, mark it up, man.
I agree. They get Dwayne Haskins, and then that boy who caused Myles Garrett run out on them.
Man, don't even try to defend Myles Garrett.
What you mean?
I read someone to put something on him.
You could talk for his I wish he'd have crowned that boy in the air. He should have turned the helmet the other way. But anyway.
Somebody was asking if I do that. He's awesome. But
yeah, you gotta stop, bro.
Come on now.
You can't wait, nothing you can't do. Don't antagonize fellas and say, oh, well, I was only playing with you. But then when the boy run hot, you expect him to run hot on your level. Don't push me to that edge and say, oh, I hit you on your arm, but you punch me in my face.
There's
a standard. If you hit me on my arm, I would not have punched you in your face, bro.
No, but there's a standard though. And I mean, if people start doing that, if players start doing that, then what you think these other players can get away with?
Exactly.
That's
you should
unacceptable.
not be antagonizing in the first place. You should not be raising your leg and spitting at fellas and doing certain things to make fellas react to you. People always go after the person that reacts, but they don't go after the person that actually initiates, which is a whole another story for a different day. But I just don't like that scenario. But like I say, I up now because I picked the Bengals. Another one.
B3-2, you 4-1.
4-1. Another one. I can't recall, but I know you was a fake Washington fan. Bills versus the Redskins. Let's pick the Bills, or you went with your.
Everybody picked the Bills, and you know I got Josh Allen in fantasy, so I wasn't going against the Bills.
Shout out to my opponent this week. You know, Cam the Comfort. I beat him by like 90 points or something like that. So, you know, sorry but not sorry. But yeah,
it looked like
the Bills.
It looked like Josh Allen had a point to prove this game though. I felt like he wasn't playing as good as he wanted to the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so he was like, you know what? He just come out slinging, bro.
Yeah, I feel he has a point to prove, not just because of him, but it's also because, like, the media blows everything up. I felt like he had a good season, but when you get paid like how you get paid this off season, you can't have average season no more. You can't be the middle guy no more. You're not getting paid like a top 20 quarterback, top 25 quarterback. You now getting paid as a top five quarterback. So you need to have top five performances almost every week. Oh, bro, I still developing. You ain't getting no development money. You getting superstar money. So we need you to come out there and act like a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a less than stellar beginning of the season. It wasn't outstanding, but it wasn't bad. But he put on a show. He put on a show on Sunday. Four touchdowns, and I think he had one Russian TD.
Russian.
Yeah. Yeah, and he threw like for over like 350 yards or something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you expect him to come out and play and eventually, get himself back on track. For Washington, the strain of that team is the defense. And if the defense ain't clicking, they ain't really got no chance to win it all. So this wasn't a surprise at all. I mean, everybody predicted this to be a blow. So
yeah, they doubled them up. Well, more than double them up. So
yeah,
it went the way it should. Another game that I think all us picked, which was one-sided, but it was much closer than we thought. Ravens Lions. Lamar Jackson
yeah,
did his thing once again after coming off a great week playing Kansas City and pulling off that upset. Basically, he came back and now had another good performance. And then we had this super Iron Man leg guy kick the ball from the other side of the field, basically.
great week for
And
Pittsburgh.
I was like, okay. Like, bro, kick what it was, 66?
66, yeah.
66 yards. This is the
That's
second
crazy.
time he kicked for 60 plus yards, I think. And all 2 times was against the Lions. So he got something against the Lions.
But 66 though, like that's like 4 yards away from 70, bro.
But I watch when the NFL players try to get their Madden ratings up, and so they go with Adam.
That leg on 99.
Right. So the thing is, he was trying to get his Madden ratings up. I don't know what year it was, and he was kicking 60. I think most he kicked was 67. Obviously, he was in practice, and he kicked a 67 yarder. So dudes be warming up with 60s, right? But I mean, doing it in game, you got one shot. That's still amazing, man.
Yeah, that's and at the end of the game, like that, I kicked this in the second quarter or something. Like you kicked this for the game.
For the game,
yeah. That's it shows really how important the kicking position is. Second most important position in football, in my opinion.
We laugh at them and say they only have one job, but that job is very essential.
I thought the Ravens was losing this one. I was like, yeah, well, that's a wrap for them. I didn't think that was dropping.
Well,
let's pick the Ravens. Do it like that, you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's pick the Ravens.
Yeah, so we good so far.
So
another easy.
Hold on, let's keep track. You 6-1, we 5-2. Okay.
Yeah, another toilet bowl game. Broncos and Jets. Now, the score was 26-0. It looked very lopsided. Like I say, I have Sutton. Yeah, I have Sutton in my fantasy. He gave me an okay game. But my thing with this is now what you call a disguise game. This is a Halloween mask game. You got the Broncos on one side, killing you, 26-0. The problem I don't like with this game is that it makes teams look better than they actually are. So the Broncos are now 3-0, undefeated. The problem is none of their opponents have won a game yet. And I do give them the slight doubt. I mean, the benefit of the doubt that, hey, you beat the teams that you're supposed to beat because you don't make the schedule. Okay, cool. But don't come here with your high horse and this and that because, boy, you still on the easy road. Then you come down to that division. You don't even know easy division. And then I don't see it getting much easier than the first 3 games they had. The first 3 games, the other team still 0-3. You 3-0. So
yeah, and if there was 1-2, 2-1, maybe, but winless,
yeah,
nah, you at the bottom of the boat.
and I see Broncos fans all over the place getting
Yeah.
excited, talking to people bad and stuff.
Hey,
Like
hold
I
on,
was like,
don't talk the amateur like that. Don't do that,
what?
Jay.
Boy, I'm just anyway. I ain't getting in that because that's a whole Colts fan. But yeah, yeah. So congratulations to the Broncos. You know, you're holding on the undefeated spot for now, but beat someone who win a game for us, and then we'll give you a little props around. Yeah. Another game.
I mean,
I can't remember. I can't remember who you all picked, but I know someone picked the Dolphins. I think someone picked the Dolphins. No one picked the Dolphins.
No one yet picked it up.
No,
Yeah, because I
everybody.
forget. Yeah, because Tua was injured. Yeah, Tua was injured. But y'all wasn't expecting it to be this close.
No,
The score was 31-28. Field goal.
no.
They went into overtime.
Yeah, I was like Dolphins. During the game, I was like, yeah, Dolphins like they could take this one. I didn't. That was a shocker to me, especially coming back from not scoring last week.
Yeah. They played good. Jacoby Brissett, he stepped up. Another place for the Cam campaign.
Hold on.
Everywhere's the Cam campaign.
You trying to end Cam career? Don't have you send Cam to the Dolphins? That's the last year. I guarantee it.
The Cam campaign they played.
Don't do that.
But Jacoby Brissett, he played really well, dog. He played really well in the absence of your boy Tua. And I mean the quarterback was inside Miami. So, in my opinion, after the season, they still be looking. You know, you don't know what's up with Tua. You don't know how long he can be out, and then he don't even really look that great when he in. So it's like, you know what I mean. But they played well. Like it went in overtime. It was a very close game. One thing that impressed me about the Raiders was that they found a way to win. And again, we always say that's what you got to beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Right.
Sometimes it's get ugly, but you gotta find a way to push it out. So Derek Carr is still looking very, very, very good. And yeah, it was a good game despite it being between the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins, boy, y'all in a tight too. By the time y'all catch yourself, y'all gonna be so far behind in this division. So once again, this looked like a Patriot Bills slugfest in this division. With the Bills obviously in the lead, but you never know. We'll see what's going on. Speaking of Patriots Bills, the Patriots played the Saints this Sunday, and like I said, this is a seesaw team because, like I say, 1 week Jameis Winston looked like trash. Next week, Jameis Winston come out and do his thing. Unfortunately, this was a week he came out and do his thing, and they beat the Patriots 28-13. Mac Jones still hasn't turned over the ball yet. Mac Jones still hasn't thrown the interception, and he is averaging like 250 yards.
He had 2 picks, bro.
He had 2 picks last in the Saints.
No, I'm talking about before this game.
Okay.
Now, coming into this, I should say, my bad.
Yeah.
Coming into this game, he hasn't. Yeah. He hadn't turned over the ball yet, and none of that stuff. So coming into this, he was good, and then now you're dealing with a defense who is, I would say, even though I don't know if it's stat wise, but I would say top 15 because you have a lockdown corner over there in Lattimore, and you still have a good defensive line, along with young safeties, young speedy safeties, and I don't think he was ready yet, to be honest with you. And the road doesn't get no easier because next week you're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that run game gets shut down. So if that run game gets shut down and you got to throw that ball about 30, 35 times next week, on top, I see them entertaining Richard Sherman, who probably may get signed tomorrow or Thursday if he gets signed. That's another problem. But that's another story for next week. As for now, the Saints beat us. Nothing to talk about. These running backs ain't produced nothing. James White got injured. So that was his bailout. That was his bailout partner. And without that bailout running back who you could just thumb the ball off when you in a tight, there wasn't nothing else could happen.
Sam, you picked the Saints, right?
I like how you talking through it. Yeah. I pick the Saints. I like how you consoling yourself through.
Yeah, yes.
You know what I mean? Because you was on stream. And we
It's
tell
a
you,
safe
he
space.
got this nigga. Yeah, he is spectacular with the suit. He just see throw the interception. Eventually, he can show something.
But that's okay. It's
And
a
for
safe
sure,
space.
yeah, man, it's a safe space. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You want to throw your part into yours.
he
It's okay.
he threw the ball 51 times, but he had 3 interceptions actually. And
Sweet.
my thing is, he's a rookie. He's gonna have
Much
these
fixer,
things.
yeah.
He's not gonna have.
Yeah, like you didn't expect him to have 0 interceptions the whole season.
No, of course
we
not.
know
Yeah,
what was going to
It was just good to see him start off the season that way, and then you're gonna have games where you're gonna get your feelings hurt. I expect next week to be another game where he gets his feelings hurt. But if he doesn't, and he comes out and actually puts up a good fight against the Buccaneers and keep it close, who knows? But I expect them next week to get well. But like I say, it's a good game. Jameis Winston surprised me. Jameis Winston didn't throw any interceptions, along with 2 touchdowns.
you throw like 120 yards.
Yeah. Kamara went off. And
Kamara played good.
Yeah.
I mean, Winston, it's the Jekyll and Hyde thing for Winston. You know how it is, man.
Sometimes
1 week he
working, sometimes good.
Yeah. Sometimes they work and sometimes they all mess up. So it just happened that his eyes working good Sunday.
So that brings us to what? 8-2, everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The next game we got, which was surprisingly, it was good, but it wasn't as close as we thought. We got the Vikings and Seahawks. What were the picks on that?
I picked the Seahawks.
Both of y'all picked the Seahawks. I picked the Vikings.
Yeah, I think I picked the Seahawks as well.
Seahawks just don't really look good. Defense.
Yeah, the defense didn't look good that day, I should say.
The days of the Legion of Boom seem to be firmly disappeared in Seattle.
Exactly, and then on top of that, like it was weird because Dalvin Cook didn't even play, so it's what the hell was going on?
But his backup had a pretty good game. Who was it? Madison?
Yeah, Madison. Now Madison from last year when Dalvin Cook was down up against Madison is stepping there and feel like yap now.
Yeah, but
the problem is you can't keep him in there for like consistent games. Like if you give him 8 games, he can have about 3 good games and 5 stink games. But them 3 good games can be good. And I guess this is one. We don't know for now how long Dalvin Cook could be out. But Madison right now balling. I tried to pick him up and see someone else get him already.
If he continue to play that, then maybe they could survive a little longer without him. But
yeah, that's Seahawks defense gotta be more consistent, bro.
That's like Swiss cheese right now. And then they had a drought coming out half time too, where they didn't really score like that. So they got some things they got to work on. Disappointing outcome.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
So that puts me at 9-2, and y'all at 8-3.
8-3.
Oh, that's a foul. Update. Breaking news. John Quayle is still playing. The Connecticut Suns playing the Chicago guy, and they're going into double OT because these girls wouldn't give John Quayle the ball at the end of the quarter. I don't understand. Like the first time going into OT, they let one girl throw one fade away like she is Jordan in Game 6, and then this time the girl come down court and try bounce the ball to her like come on, man. She's 6'6", 6'7". I hate when guards give big bounce pass. Like I hate that. But anyway,
sometimes bounce pass is necessary, but
not in that case. Not when you're being fronted by a guard.
No, then obviously you throw it away.
But anyway, that was all I was saying. But yeah, they're getting into double overtime right now. Next game. Boy, this one played. Listen, this is one I really wanted. This is one I really, really wanted. I got Packers and 49ers. Packers and 49ers. Oh, boy.
Great week for kickers, by the way. Great week for the kickers.
And I was surprised. I was You can see who is going to pick this game because these two quarterbacks you do not like.
I think I picked the 49ers though.
You did pick the 49ers. You picked Jimmy G over.
No. I picked the 49ers. Jimmy G just happened to be playing sometimes. But the reason why I picked the 49ers is because like I say, Aaron Rodgers to me just a diva. I don't know. Y'all keep running on with this whole comparing to whatever. I don't even be into that. I just don't like the way he plays. Like he gives me that LeBron vibe. And the reason why I say that is like afterward, he likes to pick. Like I watched the after the game interviews. He was like, "Oh, this is gonna be such a sweet ride back home. Oh, San Francisco, this and that." It's like you throwing these chairs, right? And you a field goal away from losing. If that field goal didn't go in, this guy would have been on the side with him out long off and wilding out and carrying on bad and relax. It's just 2 losses. We just gotta go in. Like, bro.
No man, hold on, man. He threw the deep passes to get him in the field goal range.
What you talking about?
Of course he'd be hard if the field goal.
First of all, that was a blown coverage. You know that everybody knows that the Packers have one wide receiver. One. Why in the world are you playing an open zone on one wide receiver? That don't make sense.
But this is what I don't understand. Your favorite quarterback is Tom Brady, and it ain't like Tom Brady hasn't been known to be cursing at people, breaking stuff, throwing tantrums. Like, what quarterback doesn't do that? What great quarterback doesn't do that? What great player doesn't throw tantrums?
What Tom Brady do is passion to win, you see.
Tom Brady always calm, cool, and collected.
Aaron Rodgers, he's a diva.
Yeah, but the difference is Tom Brady delivers. Tom Brady curses you out, carry on bad, and then at the end of the year, you're all throwing stuff across the river. Aaron Rodgers won't carry on like a gal, and he ain't win a championship in 10 years.
Okay, so that's the difference. So you can be a diva.
Like I say, you could
be a diva once you
Jordan
win.
Could punch people in their eye once you win in championships. Yeah. Kobe could curse fellas out and hit them in their chest in practice once you win in championships.
I don't understand.
You won't be a diva and lose it? Boy, listen, you can throw plenty gun in this.
I often say, we look at Jordan as if he's Jimmy Butler if he didn't win no championship.
Wait, listen,
that's
annoying.
They lose big noise for that.
Look at people like Gary Payton and stuff. You know about they used to talk about Gary Payton before he get that one with the Heat. He had to go ride the Heat team with Shaq and D Wade to get that ring because people was talking about him so bad. You can't be a trash talker. Even Garnett. Remember Garnett was in Minnesota talking to everybody bad, these coaches and everybody, but you can't deliver a championship. The second they send you to Boston, you finally get one. Man, dog was hollering at half court because he could open him out now. Winning cures all, right? Trust me, you winning cures all.
It's amazing the media spin for real when you win. When you don't win, you just look like a diva.
Same thing with
when
LeBron.
You do win,
we used to talk about how when LeBron losing the finals or he walks off the court, he do this and he do that. But then when LeBron winning and he doing his little air guitar on the sideline and fellas dancing and throwing backy in front of the chairs and stuff, we used to be like, oh, he having fun. But when you lose, boy, listen, they eat your food. But like I say, Aaron Rodgers, and then this whole offseason drama, like you realize that even when Tom Brady left the Patriots, no one believed Tom Brady was leaving the Patriots until he left. And even when he left and y'all saw it come on your phone, y'all was like, boy, refresh. This freaking out. Refresh. Tom Brady left the Patriots. Refresh. Like, come on. No one could say they saw Tom Brady leaving the Patriots. Aaron Rodgers throw a whole fit the whole summer. Go and get Randall Cobb from the graveyard. Beg for them to put this play. And he's still not passing no ball. That's what making me laugh.
I know that.
Get Randall.
I know he's going to that.
This man begged for Randall Cobb to come back to Green Bay and just look him off almost every round. I watch Randall Cobb come across the field waving like this, coming across the middle. And Aaron Rodgers pump his shoulder like that and say, yeah, I get the other way. Don't worry about it. So
But I mean, but Aaron Rodgers still ain't leave Green Bay though. You ain't gonna give him credit for that. He still decided to stay and
not by
and
choice.
play through the season.
But it's
But he was
but my thing is
he,
it's the same issue though. It's the same motivation though. Why did Aaron Rodgers want to leave during the offseason? The same reason why Tom Brady forced them to trade Jimmy. I mean, like it's no quarterback likes that. You should understand that.
Jordan Love? Y'all really think Jordan Love is a threat to Aaron Rodgers?
No. My point is, they drafted a quarterback. Quarterbacks don't like that. That signifies
we know the
something.
history of the league. Yes, the history of the league is when you draft a quarterback, usually you are grooming him as a replacement. This is why the Steelers didn't go that road with Ben. They wanted to put their full confidence behind Ben.
Yeah, and you see where it is now.
Okay, right, but your favorite QB didn't like it.
They ain't Aaron.
Don't forget now, they didn't draft none of these quarterbacks. Well, I remember. I think Jordan Love went in the first round, but with Tom Brady, they didn't draft these quarterbacks in the first round. So it's like you're getting these quarterbacks, but it wasn't no threat to say, oh, no,
it wasn't a threat. It wasn't a threat to Tom initially. It wasn't a threat to Tom initially, But you remember when Tom got suspended, and Jimmy G started playing good, it was like, hold on now.
Yeah, but the organization always has to do what's best for them. My thing is contact. Football is one of the greatest contact sports. So like, my thing is when I draft a quarterback, it doesn't automatically mean he's gonna replace you. But my lord, Aaron Rodgers is what 38, and you want to be a mobile quarterback at 38? One little roll ankle or one little twist of the hip. What you want me to do?
Yes, was he the MVP last year?
Say what?
The MVP caliber player at 38. The MVP caliber player at 38.
Yeah, he's the MVP. The problem is he don't get Super Bowl MVPs.
Okay, but what's the chances of you draft for the quarterback that could be better than them? What's the chances of that?
How would we know?
No
one thought. Right. You think when Green Bay drafted Aaron Rodgers, they thought he'd be better than Brett Favre?
Brett Favre.
I say, what's the chances of them drafting a quarterback? What's the chances of that? That's all we said. What's the chances of that? So you have me.
Every player is
Aaron Rodgers at an MVP level. It's not a high chance. You have me at an MVP level, and you willing to say, okay, let's look towards the future. You need to be respecting me while I play at this level. That's what you need to be doing.
No quarterback, no great quarterback would take that disrespect. No great quarterback would. You know that.
I don't mind him. You know that because he's a Brady fan. No great quarterback would take the respect. No great quarterback would say, okay, I'm playing at an all-time level, and you decide because I'm old, you want to move on from me, or maybe you think we should look towards the future. In your mind, it's right now.
You know what's worse?
You know what's future should be in your mind.
You know what's worse? You know what's worse? But you know what's worse? Instead of using that high draft pick and drafting me some help, you can go and draft my replacement.
Help.
Instead of you drafting someone to help me win.
But Aaron Rodgers would remind me of Peyton Manning. Who has more 12-4, 13-3 seasons than Aaron Rodgers and Peyton Manning, but have very few rings? These fellas, you ain't like they need help, These fellas need help. The problem is Aaron Rodgers them is going to the playoffs almost every year. First, second, third in their division. I mean, in their conference, not even division. These fellas is win their division every year. When the last time the Bears win that division? When the last time, who else in their division? The Vikings. Like, these fellas is go and fly into the playoffs because their team is not bad. The problem is you get into the playoffs and then turn into a lawn chair.
So the solution is draft someone who will go 2-20. That's the solution.
Because what I want to ask him is, at any point in the last 3 to 4 years, was Green Bay better than what the Buccaneers is now?
Are they better than what the Buccaneers are?
Yeah. Oh, in the last 3 years, compared to the Buccaneers team this year? No.
I mean, it's only game 3, but
okay, compared to the Buccaneers team last year.
So no. What was
my point is, their team could still improve. So you make it seem like there wasn't any.
In those 3 years, they were better than the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers last year?
No, during those years, they were better than the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Buccaneers this year.
Only to be honest, and that's another thing. Don't make it seem like Tom Brady did the LeBron. This team, don't make it seem like Tom Brady did.
Exactly, he did.
He did not do the LeBron.
No, they ain't all stars, but this is a really good team. He had a lot of teams to get choose from.
No. This is not. Don't make it. See, this. Don't forget, football is different. With basketball, you could have stars and still win. Jameis Winston had this team, Only three people was missing off this team before Tom Brady came. That's Tom Brady, Gronkowski, and Antonio Brown. All them defensive players was already there with Jameis Winston. All the wide receivers, Mike Evans, Godwin, all these guys is there with Jameis Winston. Ronald Jones, all them offensive line.
Just came, I think.
Was there with Jameis. Oh Lord, John fell about to lose. They was there with Jameis Winston.
The guy from Jacksonville just got that, the running back. I forgot his name.
Yeah, and that wasn't Brady call. That was just slight of luck that they had a contract dispute.
See, that's my point.
Oh, there's another one on dial-up. Oh boy, see, same thing. Don't ever speak against Brady. That's what happens. But I don't even know, y'all. One thing, this I don't like every week. The problem with y'all is every time I bring up the Packers or I bring up Aaron Rodgers, we always get sidetracked onto friggin'. No, Sue was always there. Sue was always there, bro. Trust me, I used to be a Dominican Sue fan. He was there, and then when Brady came, he re-signed. I still a Dominican Sue fan, by the way.
You was be talking foolishness, buddy. That's why we used to do this every week. Every week, Aaron Rodgers.
But I ain't saying nothing about Brady, I said nothing about Brady. I could talk foolish about Aaron Rodgers. Why y'all just bring up Tom Brady?
Because the only difference is Tom Brady just happens to get further in the playoffs.
Happens? But nothing just happens, bro. Wow, y'all is disrespect sports on the whole. Like things just happen, bro. These things don't just happen.
You give Tom Brady credit. Tom Brady is the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers is not the GOAT. So we give Tom Brady credit. But at the same time, right, we can't act as if Aaron Rodgers did not have a reason to be angry with the direction of the Patriots is heading in. Can't act as if that. You know what I mean?
I say it wasn't enough. All I say is the difference is this boys have off-season fiascos and throw tantrums and go hide in LA and say he ain't showing up the training camp, showing up all this crap. Even after they drafted Garoppolo, Castle, all these guys, anybody could tell you Brady's be the first one there every year to training camp. Mini training camp. No, some star quarterbacks don't even go to mini training camp because they feel they too good. This fella's still the first one there. This fella puts in the work. This guy taking all the reps, and he also helping these guys. Like, he ain't even asking. Brady was never the highest paid quarterback in the league and all. This guy ain't even saying, well, since I'm so much greater, in order to prove to me that you want me to stay, you need to give me a better salary. Brady there taking middle-class salary, while Aaron Rodgers, you got to give him all type of incentives and stuff to still not win a championship. No, man. I like it.
Aaron Rodgers felt Brady didn't know he worked.
But you was a second. But y'all could kill. Don't say Brady don't know his work.
You know your work. What I got to do with me?
But y'all got to stop, bro. Just say don't know his work.
You know he work.
It's not that Brady don't know his work. Brady knows that it's a team sport. And if I sucking up all the pay and you bringing in me giving, like I said, like I tell Graylan, you say you want better players, but you want to be highest paid. That usually don't go together. When LeBron had to go to Miami, even LeBron had to take pay cuts because you can't have 3 superstars and still want to be the highest paid in the league.
But you notice even with the NBA, that's starting to become less and less of a thing. That was a thing in the past, right? But now,
well, they both sign a super deal anyhow because I see something came up that the NBA both sign some $78 billion marketing TV deal. So I think the salary cap is going to go up, and like regular salaries is going to be like $50 million a year now, and max salary is going to go up. Some people could be making up to $70 million a year, and I was like, oh boy, we got plenty trash contracts sitting on plenty people books.
That might even be too little bit for the stars, to be honest, to what they bring in terms of revenue and all that.
It ain't that. It's the fact that you also, people don't realize that teams also have a minimum. Like people always look at the salary cap, but people don't realize that when you have these contract negotiations, it's a minimum you have to spend. So that means their teams, like let's say Orlando, got to go and sign their best player to a max contract, and their best player on 2K probably at 81. So let's say Aaron Gordon, if he still was there, or Vujic, I don't even know who in Orlando right now. Your boy in Orlando, Fultz. Let's say Fultz up for a contract extension. Fultz could get $40 million a year just because they have to spend the money. And then in 2 years, you'll be like, mother flip, dog. How am I supposed to get this off my books?
But to go back to your point, that's when I started to, not that I didn't respect Brady, but that's when I got a newfound appreciation for Brady when I learned that he was taking pay cuts his entire career, bro.
That's what we were saying when he was gone.
I heard everything. I heard everything, and I agree with you 100%.
You would agree.
You don't know he worked.
Yeah. You don't know he worked.
No, but
you ain't gonna accept no pay cut. You say what said?
No, team, but at the same time, Science, watch this. Me and you should understand 100% because you was a Melo fan and I was a Chris Paul fan. Two niggas who chased the bag their entire career, and now look.
Trash.
No, but listen.
Look what they chasing now.
Everything comes with a price, all right? Like, some dudes want rings. Some dudes value the rings. Some dudes value the cash, right? I think, in the end, I feel as if you should value winning. I mean, it's easy for me to say because I'm in the professional leagues. But I feel that you should value winning because the endorsements will come, which will bring you the cash, right? So if you do that, then they come in automatically. You understand?
I feel like it's a phase though in your career. I was fine with Chris Paul taking the max when he went to when he was in LA. I was fine with him taking the max when he was in Houston. But after that, bro, it's come on now. Your window closing big time. Curry just rising. You gotta at some point do what you gotta do to win. You can't keep taking max.
But even in Houston, you don't think he had a chance to win a championship? He had a good chance.
He did. That's it. In Houston, I was okay with him taking the max. Yeah. So that would have been a perfect opportunity to take the max and win. And he was one quarter away.
You got to think about how much it would hurt you to take less than a max. And you still
lose it.
That really hurt.
But
I take less. I lose.
What y'all not gonna do? What y'all not gonna do is deprive Cowboys fans of their glory. Y'all done segue over the NBA. We got fellas sitting up in here waiting for this last game to drop, and they're cussing me right now on my phone. Hold on, we still ain't reached the Cowboys yet. We got one game before the Cowboys, and that's Buccaneers Rams. Now, I know my pick. I picked the Buccaneers.
So wait, before you know your pick, do you know your record? Because you are behind right now.
Yeah, I think so. I'm behind by like 1 or 2. It don't matter.
By 1. I have 2 on you. I have 1 on Science.
Yeah, I mean, Science have the same record. But I think y'all picked the Rams. But like I said, I picked the Bucs obviously because, like I say, I loyal to certain things, and that's just me.
Loyal to certain people.
Whatever. The GOAT. And that's just me. Because at the end of the day, the GOAT will always have a fighting chance. But I told y'all that this was going to be a struggle game for Brady, which it was. I mean, he still ain't thrown no interception. The only problem is he couldn't get he got 1 touchdown, but he couldn't get that end zone, that red zone drives going like how he wanted to. So with that being said, you got to shoot out the Rams. Like, you can't just go in there thinking you will score 24 on this year's Rams, this year's Jared Goff Rams, and think, or Todd Gurley Rams, I should say, because it was never Jared Goff Rams.
It's this Cooper Cup Rams, nah.
See, same thing. But in hindsight, I think last week, Brady was like 599 yards or 500 and something yards away from breaking Drew Brees' yards record. Yeah. And even though Dog put up 430 yards. So Dog still come out there to let y'all know that, I could take this L this week, But y'all know what the goal is next week in New England, in Foxborough, against his team. He bring it close enough to where he probably could break this before halftime, and they could have a whole ceremony at halftime and whatever. Probably give him another ring or something.
We know he could try to break it before halftime, probably.
But that's the craziest thing about sports. But I don't understand how stuff like that line up so perfectly.
It always lines up.
That's so crazy.
Perfect.
And the thing with that is, especially with this game, another thing with sports is I've seen this multiple times before. That's why I could tell you it's going to be a struggle game. Because at the end of the day, like I tell you, the team that Brady usually beats in the playoff is the team that beats him early. If you look last year, the Saints had the Buccaneers number twice last year. They destroyed the Buccaneers twice last year. Come to the playoffs, Drew Brees couldn't get a pass off past 10 yards to save your life. That's usually the narrative. The years before with the Patriots, when I think it was the Chiefs, when the Chiefs was up and coming, the Chiefs beat the Patriots by 34 points. Brady threw like 4 interceptions that game. When they buck in the playoffs, Brady beat the Chiefs. Same thing what he used to do with Peyton Manning. We used to buck, I think, almost every season. For some reason, the Patriots and Colts was always undefeated. So by the time they reach each other, all two of them like 6-0, 7-0. And then for some reason, Peyton Manning always win the regular season game. But when you see they buck in the divisional round or conference championship, 8 out of 10 times, Tom Brady can beat. So I see this being this could be possibly a playoff rematch for either the division or the conference championship between the Rams and Bucs, which is pretty good depending on how things line up.
It'll be interesting.
I expect Brady to pull it out at that point in time, but health is always a factor. Health is always a factor in any sport, any game.
To beat the champ, you got to beat the champ, and they haven't really. I won't say that they've proved anything yet. The Rams, that is. The Rams. They did what they're supposed to do. We expect them to win that game. It was not an easy game, but we expect them to win that game. But like Xperts said, it don't really mean nothing until playoff time. You got to prove it. But they're on the right path, though. I will say that they're on the right path. Stafford looked in prime form. Cooper Kupp looked great, and Deshaun Jackson he played a really good game as well.
I don't know where they get, but this boy just would not retire.
But I dropped him by fantasy. I so mad. I dropped him, boy.
But he would not leave. My Lord.
And for his age, he still got it, boy. He
still do anything.
So,
but yeah, shout out the Rams. I see Jalen Ramsey shouting out Tom Brady, sending him some love, respecting the GOAT that he's one of his all-time matchups, and he just loves playing against Tom Brady, I should say. Like I said earlier, the Buccaneers still having secondary issues. A lot of those passes and a lot of the scores that the Rams got were off the deep ball. Like I reported earlier that they're entertaining Richard Sherman and a few other cornerbacks and safeties this week because they need to fill those injury gaps and those gaps where they have like inexperience. Also, keep in mind, Scotty Miller, who was when I told you last week is their fastest wide receiver, he is now injured and out for a few weeks. Antonio Brown is not. I don't know. They're not sure what's going on with him, so we don't know how long he's been out. I saw Edelman at Gillette Stadium when he was playing the Saints. He look in good shape. So I'm telling nothing out there, but all I'm saying is if Tom Brady getting up to New England this week, don't be surprised if Edelman on that plane coming back to Tampa. I just saying, don't be surprised if Edelman hop on this train.
One thing, but Tom, he loyal. He boys can eat.
Yeah, you gotta
feed the boys.
You gotta read LeBron sense of pride.
No. We said loyal.
Everybody wouldn't get LeBron. No props. LeBron boys is
LeBron ain't loyal, bro.
LeBron brothers is eat. Anyway,
that's Caldwell Pope them suffering right.
Boys.
All right, we got the game of Monday night game.
No, we missing a game, eh?
No, man.
We missing Kansas City. We missing Kansas City.
But we ain't do Chiefs. We do Chiefs and Chargers. No,
we missing them. Kansas City.
I ain't even see them on my thing. I don't know why they didn't have them yet.
Yeah. All I expect Kansas City. I know that.
Right. All I expect Chiefs.
So
Chargers.
Let's get that one out of the way because
Chargers is another sometime he came to me. They just, I don't know. I picked them to beat the Cowboys last week, which they should have, and like they just fold. And then you come out against the Chiefs and you just beat down the Chiefs. I don't understand this. My thing is, I trying to figure out what's going on with the Chiefs. The Chargers, okay, we know y'all is up and coming from last year, but with the Chiefs, like y'all 1-2 now.
Yeah,
like hold on
first
now.
time under 500
Since Mahomes been there, so
yeah, like 2015 or something like that.
They're seeing what we expect. Now, keep in mind they could run off 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row, so we know that they're capable of that. But we just need to know what's going on. Like, is it the offense? Well, we know it's the defense, but my lord, it was always the defense.
But I mean, you still would expect the offense to play a little bit better. Mahomes didn't really play a great game. Herbert outplayed him, and you saw why the Chargers are really so high on Herbert, because they feel he can play with any quarterback in the league, and he can match any quarterback. That's how they feel. He played a hell of a game, but for the Chiefs, I mean, I don't know. They got Josh Gordon coming in soon, so we can see if he juices up the offense a little bit.
Ooh. That boy ain't been good from 2016.
But other than that, I mean, what could they do defensively? They don't really look lost on that end, so it could be interesting. Rest of the season for them. I don't expect them to go on a spiral.
I hope they pick it up.
Yeah, they gotta pick it up.
Now let's get to these Cowboys.
You gotta say cry, baby.
Monday Night Football. I wouldn't
say
we
all picked the Cowboys, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I was surprised. I wasn't surprised at the Cowboys in a way. I was more surprised with the Eagles. I don't know what's going on with that offense, but it's not impressive. I feel like they put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts to create plays. It looks like when he drops back, he's actually like see, everybody's talking about reading progressions, right? Reading progressions is one thing, but in the offense, you do have certain plays where you go to, and you know where players are. Like if you look at Tom Brady or look at certain players who quarterbacks who are at that level, even Dak did it at a certain time. You could put the ball someplace before your play is even there because you've been running this play 1,000 times and this your go-to play. A lot of times when Brady go to Gronk, like Gronk say, I don't watch no film. I just run past people and I turn my head and Brady put the ball right there. Like, for some reason, it's like Hurts dropping back and it's like, boy, this is the first time I run this play, boy. Where you gonna be? And it's like, I just don't know why that offense looks like that.
So what you basically saying is you don't giving the Cowboys defense no credit.
The Cowboys defense we know is not they're not them guys. But against Jalen Hurts, they look like them guys. I saw who that was, Diggs. I saw Diggs get nice, but that interception was so in stride. Like he caught that and that was a pick. That was the pick six. What he caught on the sideline. I was like, boy, that was a nice pick six. Then it was a flutter ball. What Hurts throw up a lob when they intercepted on the goal line. I think it was like on the 1 yard line or something. And I was like, okay, well that was an easy pick. But it was like I don't understand what they was trying to do. But the Eagle wasn't prepared. But like I said, I give more credit to the Cowboys offense. They look good. You got Zeke there. Zeke ground and pound. See, that's what I don't like with it. Anyway, Zeke grounding and pounding. Their backup running back grounding and pounding. Then you got CeeDee Lamb friggin' gronking fellas. He catching ball over 2 and 3 fellas head. You got Amari Cooper toe tapping fellas on the sideline and doing what they doing. And then like the offensive line holding up, it looks good, but don't, like I say, certain teams that you play that will make you look better. But yeah, we got to give Bias props. He said
he did say
Cowboys was going to be win by 17. They won by 20. So he's a field goal short, but I see him try to add that plus in the back there. That wasn't always there. But I can give you it. I can give you it.
Yeah,
but my thing is,
blind for the plus.
I can look at. I can be real. I can be real.
Yeah,
I looking at the schedule, and them Cowboys. Even though y'all won't be all excited, I can be real with y'all. This schedule is lousy. But like we said earlier with the Broncos, if we can give them that credit for being 3-0 for playing lousy teams, I guess we got to give them, the Cowboys, that credit. Their first game was against the Buccaneers.
Man.
Cool. We know they're going to get beat. Even though they put up a hell of a game, they lost.
And they made it close.
This their next game. Chargers. Yesterday they played the Eagles. Obviously, we seen they ain't ready. You know who the Cowboys play next week? The 0-3. I mean, the 3-0 Panthers. But that's another team with a floppy record. Then they got the Giants. Come on, man.
So, hold on. Now you can get them credit if they beat the Panthers. The Panthers 3-0.
No.
You got to give them credit.
No, but I hold on. I give them credit for beating the Chargers, though. The Chargers is a very nice team.
You got to.
Yeah, they scrapped them.
The Chargers is a nice team.
Yeah. I ain't saying that. I just saying we talking about the
but
strength.
You talking about? Yeah.
We ain't saying every. You can't play 17 games and have every team there. But we just saying the strength of this schedule is pretty weak. Then the Panthers, you got the Giants, then you got the Patriots. The Patriots is not the Patriots of old. Like the Patriots is not that team where, oh, okay, we playing the Patriots. Oh Lord, it's pure cut. But the Patriots is very beatable this year. So that's a winnable game. Looking at the talent that Dallas actually has compared to what the Patriots have right now, that's a very winnable game. Then they get the Vikings. They on a bye. Then they get the Vikings. The Vikings sometime. They could go there and kill the Vikings if they want to. Then they got the 3-0 Broncos, who ain't beat nobody with a win yet. Like, come on. Then you got, after the Broncos, you got the Falcons. Like, come on, bro. Who put this schedule together?
You expect them to have the best record in the league.
But who put this schedule together for Dallas is a dark fan.
You know what you're doing?
This way is a dark fan.
You're reading off the schedule of a playoff contender.
But the thing is, this is not the first time. Don't make it seem like every year Dallas ain't make it. They had hard schedules. I have watched Dallas had some of the easiest schedules.
Hey, bro.
And Lewis. So all I saying is, my point is,
I ain't saying 9-1.
This is an easy schedule for them, and it's weak. And I hope y'all better don't come here with no 8-9 record, scrapping at only winning your division because the division's so weak. I expect Dallas to have double-digit wins this year. The minimum I expect them to have at the end of the season is 10-7. Or 10-6, whatever it is. No, 17 games now. 10-7. And that's still ain't a good record because you only 3 games above 500.
I really ain't a great record, though.
But I expect that. See.
Don't run over. All right.
How you want 15-2 and y'all done lose 1? That means. Wait, see. Wait, that's why I don't get them too much, you know. I tell Barkham and Getty 15 minutes of fame this week because the Cowboys win. Now dog here running on about 15-2, 16-1. But it ain't good. And you know, it could be so mad. One of these games they can get beat, which can be either the Panthers or the Falcons or something. And then it can always be some, Zeke was sick. Someone had the flu. Like,
on a serious note, I get them 12-5. Get them 12-5 or 11-6.
Yeah, they have to win double digits. Please, man. With this schedule, you gotta win double. The only good teams I see on this schedule left is they got week 17, they got the Cardinals. And by that time, like I say, if this offensive line don't hold up, you could have a ton of injuries on the Cardinals. Kyler Murray might be injured, God forbid. But week 17, and they so far away that there's too much variables to say now. But as of now, the Cardinals is a big player. The Chiefs, they have the Chiefs, but as we can see, the Chiefs 1-2. We don't know how that's going to turn out. And then they have the Raiders. The Raiders start off hot. We don't know what the Raiders could be by week 12, what the Raiders could be. That's still 8 weeks away. So they might be 3-0 now, but in 8 weeks, the Raiders could be friggin' 4-7. So,
yeah, man.
My thing is, look at these last 5 games. But these last 5 games, these guys got Washington, New York Giants, Washington again. Then they got one good game against the Cardinals, and then they end the season at the Eagles. Like, come on, bro, man. Ooh. They ain't good, but if I don't see 10 games from them, but they might, what they call it, relocate. They got to $10 to a different city, bro. Because y'all ain't representing Texas. Y'all ain't doing y'all justice. But yeah, I give them their credit for this week. Oh boy, look at this one. Big man. 10 to 12 marks. That's all we giving y'all. Please stop.
I say 11-6. 11-6 is very conservative. 11-6. If they exceed that, then they really take care of business this season. So
I get it. Like I said, 10 to 12. I get them 10 to 12. Anywhere between 10 to 12 wins, I get them that. Other than that, I don't see nothing happen. And that's if they reach 10, because you know how they go. But I see them winning 10 with this schedule. It's very weak. So, yeah. Anything else, Mr. Barr? Oh, boy. Boy. Can't get these fellas nothing. I hope you realize that when you make predictions like this and projections like this, these hold standard even if injuries happen in them. Injuries is a part of the game. This is what I don't like with fellas. Fellas, them, especially Dolphin fans, they just predict these 12-win seasons and stuff like that, right? And then you have a situation with Tua or something like that. And then you see, like, just say with them, let's say Zeke roll one ankle. Oh, boy, we ain't had Zeke for half the season. Oh, boy, we ain't had Mari Cooper for 3 games. Like, that ain't what you say. If your team supposed to win 12, they supposed to win 12.
That's a valid excuse, too.
Yeah. No. I know valid excuse.
Did you expect them to do if they miss their best player?
Big man, Peyton Manning sit out half the season and win a Super Bowl a year. That ain't no valid excuse.
And we acknowledge that Peyton Manning wasn't the reason they won that Super Bowl. Right?
Exactly. So it's a team. So don't make it seem like because one player out or 2 players out, you can't make it. It's a team effort. Oh, another reason why, which really put Brady beyond everybody else. Let's end on the segment. Y'all remember the 28-3 game, right? Y'all realize that Gronk didn't play that game? I don't think much people give. I don't think. What?
No, but different players hold different value, though. I mean,
exactly. But I don't think people realize, as much as they say Gronk is pretty safety net and what like that. You know what it is. You coming from behind, 28-3, and your best pass catcher is not there, and your second best is being double and triple team. Don't forget that play when Edelman had to catch the ball off the bay tennis and hold the ball off the ground between 3 fellas, because they triple teaming him because they know only 2 people Brady's pass the ball to. That's Gronk and Edelman, and Gronk ain't playing. So you know how hard it is to run a team down from 28-3 with only 1 receiver. Boy, I watched the tape the other day, and I was like, boy.
Like you think he had better to go?
That was a.
Yeah.
Wait, let's. What we get into next? Like I say, I give you all some updates. Jonquel Jones, they lost the first game. It's a best of 5 series. But they're the number 1 seed. They just lost to the 6th seed, the Chicago Sky. With that, I'm torn in between. I can be real. I support Jonquel Jones and everything she does, but Candace Parker is my baby mother, and I can diss the family. So it's a game where I just sit on the sideline, and half of my jersey is Candace, and half of my jersey have Jones. So I pull in for both, but my heart is torn with this series.
You just ruin any chance of us getting Jonquel on the show.
Yeah. Shout out Jonquel.
First of all, Jonquel, like I said, Jonquel, no, she have my full support. But Candace is the reason why I even started watching WNBA basketball, to be honest with you. From them Tennessee days, what days? Volts? When Pat Summitt was still alive. Boy, Candace, boy.
R.I.P. Pat Summitt.
Boy, Candace.
But shout out Jonquel. She's just named MVP. Even though she did a loss, just named MVP.
And she had a monster game still, though.
But hold on, man. I have to address this though. She was named MVP with 48 out of 49 first place votes. Like, why people just do that?
What?
Like, if you get 48 first place votes, what was that one person thinking? Like, you was just trying to be different. And you know what?
That's called freedom of will.
Nah, that's called you trying to be different. And you know where I'm going with this, because there was one particular player in the NBA that was supposed to get unanimous, but for some reason, one vote went to, not saying that the other guy wasn't deserving, but one vote went to him. But it was one vote went to him.
He was
stopping him from being.
In fact, let me tell you something about that. Only one vote going to him was a travesty in and of itself.
Oh my God!
He beat that man in the head twice.
Okay, but at what point do you legit sit down and say, you know what, Melo had a better year than LeBron that year? You cannot.
It's not about him having.
Melo had a better rookie season. Y'all still ain't giving him the trophy then.
He did, and I feel like that was payback.
I
think that was payback. I think that had something to do with it.
I'm not saying Melo should have won MVP over LeBron. That I'm just saying that the idea that he didn't is supposed to have more votes than that is ridiculous to me. The Knicks were second seed that year, number 2 seed after not like being like an 8th seed or something the previous year, right? And in the Mari Stoudemire, second running mate, was injured, and they were number 2 seed, right? Meanwhile, LeBron playing with the Justice League inside Miami, right? And y'all want to give him MVP. This is why I don't understand. The inconsistencies in this thing is ridiculous, by the way. Right?
Yeah, it is. Honestly, I hate the MVP conversation because it's like, what are we even arguing for, bro? Like, we don't even know what the criteria is at this point.
Apparently, if you have a super team,
the criteria is just opinion.
And I believe that keep the opinion
consistent.
And you can't tell people to vote for. If I won't vote for whatever.
And when you say it's just opinion and nothing else, then it's so up in the air in terms of what you feel. Oh, LeBron cries too much, he can't win MVP. Or Kobe had a rape case, he can't win MVP. Like it could be based on anything at that point.
We do realize that they robbed Kobe twice, but
Kobe record wasn't really MVP-ish.
Yeah, see the record thing. That's all. Anyway, that's a whole different thing. That whole record thing is a bunch of garbage.
Shout out John Quell. We're second in the MVP voting.
Boy, watching Brittany right now, boy, and Brittany giving these guys the business.
Seattle. Eliminate Seattle. I think it was Sunday they eliminated Seattle.
Yeah.
And that might be the last team. It still hasn't been confirmed as yet. But
I started watching WNBA because of Sue Bird. Sue Bird and Lauren Jackson on the Seattle team.
I guess.
I started really following it because of Tarasi. And then when
Tarasi's get
back against him in the league.
Boy, Skyler, boy.
I started really following after that.
I could be real. Call me what you want. I started following WNBA when the ladies started getting more, more attractive to me. Before it was more bullyish. No. I gotta watch what I want to watch. When you see people like Skylar Diggins, don't play like you want to watch Skylar Diggins because she dribbling the ball off the paint off the ball. Let's be real, yeah. I watch Skylar Diggins. I don't know when Skylar Diggins get on the Mercury, but you know why you watch Skylar Diggins.
No, but I mean, as a basketball fan,
Maya Moore is a cutie too.
But we talked about the GOAT before the show, but we didn't mention Diana Taurasi.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The WNBA GOAT conversation is not a closed book like how other sports conversation is clear cut.
Yeah, but
we agree, but that was our conversation. It's so fluid.
But she definitely is in it though.
Yeah, but it's amazing, like you say, how fluid it is. Because you got look at again, we talk about Candace Parker. Candace Parker, the MVP of rookie year, but that stuff would never happen.
Candace Parker is a monster, bro.
That would never happen, right? And then you got people like Belladon, who was like 4-time MVP,
killing gals last year,
something like that, right?
You get Maya,
Maya
who just
Moore,
don't lose.
who got 4 rings, right? Who got every
You got
accolade really introduced.
Then you got
Yeah,
Tarasi, who been an elite scorer for 100 years, consistent.
yeah, but she really is get buckets, bro.
Yeah,
And then
you
like
got
you got
Lisa
other
Leslie.
like you got like the older ladies who set the
Right.
pace, like
Then you
Tamika
got that.
Catchings and all these guys, like
And
they was
Cheryl
Jackson,
Swoops and
they was
Sarah
good, bro.
Sue,
Tina Thompson.
Jackie
So
Poindexter. You got all type of like these real ballers, right? And if you look at their resume,
they legit ballers for true though.
their resume by stocked. They resume, I mean, by like looking at Lisa Leslie, 2-time MVP, 3-time MVP, 2-time Finals MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, top 50 players of all time. It's like, bro, and how talented these girls is. They don't really get the coverage, but I hope now that John Quill making waves over it, I hope we could get more spotlight on the WNBA. I mean, I know it's not really produce no revenue like the NBA, but
right, but so much so that maybe even just John Quill's presence alone will help develop basketball in the country, because a perfect example is I think after I left, UB cut their girls basketball program because it just wasn't enough girls.
Yeah, they did.
That's the problem over here. What, like I said, the issue is, and that's why, like I said, I pick up to certain players is because, like you don't have that female dominant presence in basketball. Even when we was in school, like the boys basketball team was cutthroat. Like fellas them really going there. The girls basketball team, if you needed 12 players, you only came about 6 or 7 to the game.
Yeah, and you gotta go in. You gotta go in your PE class. When you gotta go in your PE class and host a basketball tryout, basically girls.
And some girls only on the team because size, or some girls only on the team just there because they making up the numbers. So it's like female basketball
in
our country wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't taken seriously. So I hope now with this exposure and this level of exposure, it's not just someone making it there; it's someone dominating at that level. It should get more emphasis, and now we have guys who are, I guess, in place. Let's say it like that, who are basketball fanatics who have the pull now to expand the female basketball and female sports on the whole. Because boy, I know I ain't like now softball. You can't fool with them softball gals. We got some good softball gals over here. I give them that. And flag football. Boy, listen, we got some guys who can play some good softball and flag. Now, basketball, we just got to get more development. But I hope to see that come in the near future. For
good time will come. Good time will come. Let's what's going on for training camp? Training camp started this week for the NBA. And the media day was yesterday. And you had some interesting stories coming out of a few camps. Namely, let's go with Brooklyn and Golden State with the vaccinations of certain players. And it looks as if Kyrie isn't vaccinated. And Andrew Wiggins isn't vaccinated. Now, why it's important for them to?
Kyrie has asked that you all respect his privacy. He did not confirm that he's not vaccinated, so don't come here spreading propaganda on Mr. Irving, please.
Yeah, but that's real. If he was, he would have said so. The only reason you don't say is
one thing with Kyrie don't care, and he don't care what y'all think. So he doesn't have to answer y'all if he don't want to.
I see Kyrie say that, and I see Wiggins say that, and I say, wait, this is such a dumb answer. Wait, just say no. You mean it's a private matter. Like everybody who vaccinated would say, yeah, I am. Right? Because I said, it's a private matter.
No, not everybody. Because up until yesterday, LeBron never said he was vaccinated. Every time you ask LeBron say, hey, this is the decision I want to keep personal, and this is only between me and my family. Only up until yesterday, that was the first day that LeBron James has come out and said, yes, me and my family
because
are now vaccinated.
he wasn't vaccinated yet.
They asked him that question all
Right.
summer,
So,
and he
but
ducked and dodged that.
but listen to the
But he
point. The
wasn't
point
vaccinated
is
yet.
the only time you would say you would not answer is if you're not vaccinated. Maybe LeBron wasn't
Yeah,
vaccinated at that point, and now he is.
he was vaccinated.
I don't think you're not vaccinated if you don't want to share. If people ask me my status, I don't have to answer them, even whether I'm vaccinated or not.
No, you don't have to, but you wouldn't have a problem answering them if you were.
Yeah, you wouldn't say, I keep this personal. I like to keep this personal. I like to keep this private.
Only unvaccinated
Like,
people would say that.
like let's go
I
back
don't
to
think
why
so.
it's important. It's important for Kyrie and it's important for Andrew Wiggins because for them they in states where if they don't get vaccinated, then they stand to not play in any home games because of their states. Now, first of all, I think the laws in some of these states are dumb anyway. I think for San Francisco, home players must be vaccinated, but visiting players don't have to be. And to me, that's stupid. It should be consistent all the way around. But nonetheless, those are the state laws. And if those guys don't get vaccinated or not play in any of their home games, and that's a big hit to both teams, especially Brooklyn, who is a championship contender this year. What do y'all think is going to happen in the next few weeks for both of those teams?
I feel Kyrie is gonna be with Brooklyn at some point. My
I
thing
think
is, if Kyrie was strong enough to believe that he wasn't getting vaccinated and say he's gonna retire, he'd have done do it by now. Because at this point, they're not gonna ease up on you because see that makes a chain reaction now. Because now the states is trying to push this booster shot, and now if we can't get you to take the first shot, and then we giving you a loophole, that means people who already take their first vaccination, when it's time to give them their booster shot, they can say, man, listen, big man, you ain't got people who take their first one yet, and you allowing them to do what they want. Now you trying to push a third shot on me? Come on, hold your head.
And I think that's one of the main reasons why Wiggins was denied, because they understand, listen, if we do this for him,
exactly,
everybody who don't want to take it come and say, listen, religious beliefs. And then what you could say, you want religious? You can't say that.
You can't.
And the thing with Wiggins
loopholes.
is, right,
people will exploit loopholes.
Wiggins, the thing with Wiggins, right? Wiggins, they asked him at the press conference because he's like, well, I could keep fighting for what I believe, and they was like, well, what is it? What is it that you believe? And he's like, well, you know your business. So it's like, so it's like, wait, like, you have to actually explain what you believe if you would actually have a chance of getting this exemption. Because now, it's
but
like,
listen, no, but I don't even think that matters though, because you can't tell me that I'm not a believer. Like you can't just sit there and say, you don't know enough, so you want a believer.
I agree. But the problem is, like I tell people, you and someone else world, or when I say world, you and someone else organization. My thing is, as much as people say, oh yeah, I want to do this and I want to do that, you still bend and you still wear someone else's jersey and someone else's name across your chest. So at the end of the day, not the saying that they dictate to you, but at the same time, you saying that you come in here to do what's best for the team or what's best for the organization, or you come here and that's why they pay you so much. It ain't like you come here making no chump change. You come here and you get paid a lot. So at the end of the day, we expect you to say, hey, at least give us a valid explanation. Like you say, you can't just sit down here and say, oh, that ain't none of our business. Like you say, it's a religious belief. Okay, bro, which religion say don't get vaccinated? Or at least educate us. We just asking. We ain't saying, okay, you lying. We just saying, let us know.
Because at the end, they did give him a chance to get a religious exemption. He was denied. So it's like, okay, you sort of do have to explain it. Like, what is it that you believe? Like you say, I mean, it ain't up to us to understand it. You know, it's not up to us to understand it. But you still have to have a reason of some sort.
Exactly. And if your belief is so strong, this is what I always tell people. You cannot come into other people's space and bring your beliefs and push it on them and then still want people to do something for you. You in the NBA, if these are the laws of the NBA and you say you have your beliefs and you feel like they're so wrong, don't you come here and say, oh, I can fight it. Why don't you just leave the NBA then? If you're so strong about what you is. That's like you come into my house, right? And my rules is take your shoes off. But you can tell me your beliefs and your religion is you can't take your shoes off in public. You know what I can tell you? You need to get out of my house.
Take your beliefs elsewhere.
Yeah, take your
But
beliefs elsewhere.
this is a game of chess at the end of the day. If they don't comply, then they will lose money. Now it's just a matter of like Xperts say, if you're okay with losing money, then you'll lose it. If you're okay with saying I can miss 41 home games, I'll miss it. Now, what I believe,
I think Kyrie will do it.
I believe, yeah, exactly. I believe Kyrie is okay with missing 41 games. So I believe that if push comes to shove, I believe he's okay with missing as much as possible.
I feel he can miss enough.
But hey, but guess what? But that's the thing. We talking playoffs too, right?
Exactly. That's what I say. I feel like he can miss enough. Because it doesn't make sense that you miss 41 regular season games. Yeah, you might still make the playoffs, but in the playoffs, you got 3 or 4 home games, and you only got 4 games to win. You can't be missing 2-3 games a season. Serious.
But listen, if you can miss 41 games because you're scared to take a vaccine, then you might as well miss the whole thing. I have to take it eventually. So at the end, he have to decide what is it that he wants to do. That's a real decision because I don't see Brooklyn trading him. Right? People said that before that Brooklyn would consider trading him. I don't see that happening because him and KD too tight. To trade him, you would disrupt the whole chemistry of that team.
For the most part, KD already blocked a trade for him. They saying Philly was interested in him, and KD was like, no. Rumors by reputable people.
No.
I mean,
Stephen A. ain't reputable.
Really?
But
we had him said plenty trash before.
But that supports your point that KD won't let Kyrie get traded, even if they was interested in trading.
I don't think he would let that happen. I think he would fight against that because like I said, him and Kyrie really tight. So for Kyrie to get traded, I don't think that would even go over well with the locker room. Now for Golden State, I think I expect Wiggins to hold out for the first few games.
I would trade Wiggins for Simmons.
I would have traded Wiggins yesterday. I would have traded Wiggins as soon as he told me he didn't want to get the vaccine. I would have traded him because he could put your season in jeopardy if you missing games like that. He could put your season in jeopardy. So I had to trade him as quickly as possible. But I expect him to miss the first few games, and then I expect the pressure to get real tight when he started losing some money.
Yeah, because Wiggins ain't no fan favorite. He can't come there and think, people could be behind him because you ain't Steph and you ain't Clay.
No, I think
he wasn't taking a shot, fellas would have done run Draymond at the time.
I think it's less of an option than we even making it seem. I don't think they have much option there. I mean,
it isn't much option because it's not just a NBA rule, you know. It's literally a state rule. It's literally gonna be a country rule. So it's like you ain't just going against your team. You ain't just going against the NBA.
Yeah.
You're going against literally the government. You're going against everybody.
It's gonna disrupt your life too much.
Yeah. Like I said, you could choose not to take it, but you just could choose to take these pay cuts, and you got bills to pay.
I think it's not an option, that big of an option now because not much states have it mandatory. But there will be states that will start implementing it. So right now it's only New York, San Francisco. What about when LA decides to do it? What about if Dallas decides to do it? What about if Boston, Massachusetts decide to do it? Then the pressure started to get tight. Now you ain't missing 41 games worth of paycheck. You're missing possibly 60 games worth of paychecks. Then the pressure to start to really, really get tight.
I think you could go to Texas though. Texas ain't gonna do it.
Texas probably ain't gonna do it, right? But but the pressure, like I said, the pressure will get tight when it soon starts. Like different states start to say, you know what, we see what's going on over there. Let's decide to implement that. So my thing is, right, you got to make a decision. I mean, I'm for disparaging no one beliefs, right? Everybody have beliefs. Everybody have things they feel is right or wrong. But like I tell people, I mean, it's your livelihood at the end of the day. So now you got to make decisions, and you got to ask yourself, why you so strongly against it, especially if you don't really have a belief, if you just really strongly against it, and it's your livelihood at the end of the day.
What
So
are you willing
I
to lose at the end of the day?
where
I
you
saw
willing to lose?
something else.
Where you
I
willing to
think
lose?
that was Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal said something today. I trying to remember what it was, but he was talking about the vaccine as well.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
saying, but Washington don't require you to be vaccinated. But Bradley Beal was basically saying
but
that
his argument didn't make sense, at
no,
least to
he's
me.
saying he's saying how if you're vaccinated, you still could get COVID, so you don't see the sense in being vaccinated.
I mean, oh boy, it's just shines with money. My thing is, I understand that logic when it first came up, but
Yeah, but
now everybody who come with this, I need to do my research and I want to know what I get myself through. If you have done your research over a few months or whatever, it's like we're not saying that vaccine is gonna protect you from not getting COVID. It says it's gonna minimize the chances of you having severe symptoms or dying or affecting other people around you. Like I see people was commenting under it, and the people who commented under it made more sense than Bradley Beal. They was
yeah,
like, okay, when you wear a seatbelt, people tell you wear a seatbelt so you don't die in a car crash. But people do die in car crash and still got their seatbelt on. But most of
I
the time, a seatbelt still could protect you from dying in most situations, unless you're doing
I
some drastic stuff.
I see one, but he comment and say, well, why you was average 30 if you still is lose?
Yeah. Someone say why it makes sense dropping 50 points and y'all still losing. Like that's real talk. If you could use that logic saying, oh, you could still catch it, then my thing is, why live if you still can die then? That's my
Hey,
whole thing.
I
That
know
don't
what
make
me.
sense.
I say why you was average 30 if you still is
Why go off on niggas and draw 50 and then
lose?
still take a L? Come on, man.
Hey,
So
honestly,
like
when
I
he said
say,
that, I was like, wait, that's why I say I think we at the point now this pandemic where if you we a year people don't really realize this, we actually a year into the vaccines. So
yep.
we 2 years into COVID, we a year into the vaccines. And
And the research
if
is there
you
and the numbers are there, bro.
yeah, the numbers there, right? So if you
More
don't want to take it,
unvaccinated people dying. Vaccinated
yeah,
people, we got people who are just surviving. Come on, bro. Like
yeah.
it's not
So
that.
it ain't really no yeah, it ain't no bullying, it ain't no to me it's just like, but if you don't want to take it,
That on you.
like to me, you have to have a really good reason as to why you so against it. I understand being skeptical of it. I understand because it's only been a year. I understand being skeptical. I understand being hesitant. But
It's only
when
been a
people
year
feel,
approved. The vaccine
yeah,
actually has been researched for about 20 years now.
yeah,
It's only
and
been a
from the
year
last,
approved.
yeah, we ain't trying to turn this into a vaccine episode, but
Yeah, we know Shango.
yeah, but I like for professional athletes, them, I understand, like I say, being hesitant. I don't understand when people be like, "Well, I about to lose millions of dollars, but I will not take this." I don't
And
understand that. That
and
is weird to me.
but like let's say that's just shines with money because if you tell any random person, any regular person, listen, I could give you $30 million, but if you don't take the vaccine, I got to take it back. What you think we could do? The fact that they even contemplating losing millions of dollars just to not
I,
take it.
I think something wrong with you after that. I think something really wrong with you. I mean, Bahamian saying, "Wait, I try to go to Florida and they gonna take it." So, what we're taking away millions of dollars for you, and you saying, "I will not take this." I just trying to figure out what facts it is or what it is
But
you really standing on.
and
It's
and you,
Right.
just
and you know
it's
what else?
just
You
it's
know what
just
else it is
people.
too. You know what it is for me too. NBA players, what 450? They say the 450. They call themselves a fraternity. You know how
Yeah.
hard it is to get into that 450. You know how many millions of people out here trying to make that 450,
Especially
and
niggas
you
like Reagan who ain't ever produced.
and you work your butt off your entire life to make that 450 to just throw
And
it
he
away because you don't want to take it.
and he from Canada.
Right. So I mean, the odds even less, and you know what I mean. You make it. You work
Yeah.
harder than everybody else, and you make it. So if you tell me all I'm going to go down the drain because you don't want to take the vaccine, I think they have more losing
It's,
than regular people, really.
On a
it's
on a
red.
good what we call it, on an optimistic note, the only good thing I see coming out of this, this is sort of breaking news, but I see they have now started producing pills now that if you do catch COVID, it's like viral pills that if you do catch COVID now, you could take pills that will mitigate the disease. So if they do approve those by the end of the year, now I guess that will mitigate all this mask wearing and protocols because now people who go to the hospital, instead of being up on ventilators and just treating symptoms, you could actually have an actual antiviral pill that you could take that actually rids you of the virus. That is something I
Yeah,
just saw today that's being done. So
I
hopefully,
thought,
in a matter of 3 to 6 months, if we have that out, it'll be a big boost in the end in this whole mask wearing pandemic crap.
yeah, that's something I really thought was to happen earlier than the vaccine, to be honest. When COVID first came out, I thought maybe some type of pill, some type of medication or drug would come out to say lessen the symptoms. So open the best for that. So we could try to go back to some type of semi normalcy. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like a really
so uh, yeah, like I'm in leave for real. I need to try and see if I go. I'm gonna go leave. But anyway, uh, yeah. So
gotta get buckets.
we display a bombing era, you know, has not stopped. So with the vaccines, also you have a guy like Ben Simmons who was still not reported to training camp, and he said he wasn't gonna report. A man of his word at least. You know what I mean?
The
So
dog versions, eh?
uh
From what I read today, Ben Simmons said he don't want to play them beat no more, and I don't blame
yeah,
him.
he said
He
that. He
said
said
this
on
time in NBA was up. Yeah, you did.
yeah, he said you don't have no problem with Embiid as a person, but the time with him is
Lies,
up. The play style is different, right?
lies.
Embiid sound like he got a problem with him. That's a time with Embiid side. So
It be making
I
it
don't
seem like Simmons is being too sensitive to like trade talks and stuff. That's how he made it sound when he was like, they offered Curry and
Yeah,
Clay for
well,
me. I
that's because no
understand.
one trading for Embiid. He would feel sensitive too if he name out every day, every morning you wake up, you gotta check your phone to see if you still on the team.
listen. That's how I look at it, right? The Sixers and Ben Simmons after the season sat down and said, right, we could trade you, right? We could trade you. Ben Simmons say, cool. I ain't
Yeah,
coming back,
do what you gotta
right?
do.
Do what y'all gotta do. I ain't coming back. The Sixers BS all summer was given offers
Yep,
and they didn't like none of the offers. So they
they
say,
want
we ain't accepting that.
they want
So
all
then
type
they
of
can
draft
send
picks.
so then they can send Doc Rivers on ESPN to try and beg Simmons to come back. They can talk about how, oh, we still want to play with you. Ben Simmons say, no, you already tell me you was trade me. Don't come and try act like I is a bad one. Nah, you already tell me you was getting rid of me. So make it happen. So to me, Philly completely botched the situation. If they really wasn't ready to trade Ben Simmons until they get a great offer, they never was supposed to kick him while he was down. Now he ain't blameless, but you don't kick the man while he down. Say you could trade him, and then when you don't get the trade you like, you say, "Man, come back, man. We
But
only
you
playing."
know, it started with Doc. It started with Doc when they asked him right after the playoff exit, do you think this team can win with Ben Simmons? He was like, I don't know.
Hey,
That's that started it.
Doc been messing up teams from day one, but I keep telling people Doc is not a good coach. Doc has never been a good coach to me. Doc and they just give him too much power. They don't just make Doc Rivers the coach. They always make this man the GM and
But
president
he
of basketball.
right.
So
But
like
he
all
is
this they
now.
want to do is
Philly
get Austin Rivers in the league.
but he didn't make that mistake. He was just a coach in Philly because remember Daryl Morey there now who's
Yeah,
the GM.
Yeah, and he need to fire Doc Rivers. That should be one of the main things he need to do because boy, Doc Rivers has wasted the most talent, I feel, in NBA history, bro. Like
he had the most blown 3-1 leads, right? The most blown
not
3-1
just
leads.
blown 3-1 wins. It's like look at the teams this guy had, bro. Like even that Boston Celtic team, they should have won more than one championship, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you go on to the Clippers. You didn't even make it to the finals. You
Yeah,
had a
decent offense.
stacked team at every
Not even
position.
Not even the conference finals.
He should at least get a
Exactly.
conference coming.
You did nothing with prime Chris Paul, prime Blake Griffin, prime DeAndre Jordan. Like,
I
what
think
the
I
hell
think
you do
I think
besides sign Austin Rivers?
I think another coach would have taken that team to the finals. And even
At
if they don't
And
least.
win, I
there's
think they
some
would
really
take them.
good role players there. Matt Barnes there, JJ Redick there,
Yeah,
Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford.
Exactly. You had
And they have
all
some
these
really good
fellas.
players.
So it's like, what is the issue?
To
Now
lose
you,
to what your boy name? Josh
yeah,
Josh
Smith.
Smith, the Josh
you
Smith game.
losing to regular teams, bro. And then you
The
go
Josh
to
Smith game.
Philadelphia. You got two young stars in Ben Simmons and Embiid, and you go there and you just let that just deteriorate just like that. Like, why? You go there and then you're
And
told to give Tobias Harris a supermax. Who?
they
Tobias
push
Harris couldn't get a supermax when he was with the Clippers.
right? And
Tobias
they
is
push
playing good though. No Supermax good, but
he's
You
a
let
good
go
third
Jimmy
option.
Butler to keep Tobias Harris. Everything good.
He's a good option. But I don't dog though. That's on who was the success GM that time. Whoever he was. But yeah, wait. Doc really made the situation worse, I feel, for real when he said that he didn't know if Ben Simmons could be a starting caliber point guard on a championship team. My thing is, Blake, you just all you gotta do is say Blake, no comment, dog. Or even if you say Blake, we believe he could be one, or we riding by our guy. Even if you say we riding by our guy, then that's cool. But to kick him out the door, Ben Simmons is just doing what he's seeing over the last few years. He saw Anthony Davis hold a stand off and get traded. He saw James Harden hold a stand off and get traded. And he just trying to take it to a new level.
No. The difference is, like Shaq them say, you're not that guy, buddy. You can't put yourself on the level of Anthony Davis. You can't. You've not done anything to be compared to Anthony Davis. You have not done anything to be compared to James Harden. And we're not just talking championships wise, because you ain't get none of them neither. But we're just talking about level of play. We just talking about your actual desire. You honestly ain't even the best player on your team.
No.
So how you get your running on like he was the best player in the league and you ain't even the best player on your team? Come on, bro. That don't work like that.
But that's the thing. He feels as if that player, not the best player, but he feels as if he's a top 20, top 50 in player maybe. Now, my whole thing is this. If I'm a GM, I don't really look at Ben Simmons too favorably after this whole situation. I mean, that just,
Definitely not.
to me, I like to look at how people handle adversity. And if you at this sign adversity, you talk about you ain't even want to go come to the training camp, you ain't even want to come to the practices, you ain't want to talk to nobody on the team. All I thinking of in my head is, what happened if it's you are? I mean, you go on carrying the same way, you go and leave us like that too. So I don't think this is a good look for Ben Simmons either. But I think this could have been resolved much easier if Philly did actually just stick to their guns and say they used to trade him when they traded him.
I still want a Ben Simmons to San Francisco. It's just the
I
fact
still
that
think Golden
I
State
rather I rather him go for Draymond than Wiggins. But if Wiggins want to run out with all this vaccine stuff, then trade him for Wiggins and probably some other piece, and let's make it happen. Like it is what it
I
is.
think
Like
I think Golden
he
State
don't have
probably is the
much
best
options,
bet.
honestly and truly.
Yeah, yeah,
He's Golden State
and
is the best option for him to win.
and still play a key role. He won't be the star. The spotlight won't be on him, and ain't no one could blame him if they lose.
Yeah,
So
because you got other teams he could go to, but bro, if he go to them teams like Orlando or some other crap, like bro, it's nothing there. Even
nah, I
Toronto,
know,
I wouldn't send him Toronto neither.
but who you could get from around what Siakam?
I would do a three-way trade because Wiggins from Canada. I would send Ben Simmons to the Golden State Warriors. I would send Wiggins to Toronto, and then like you said, I'd send Siakam to Philadelphia. With
Siakam makes sense.
I guess some throw in some little pixels, some here and there,
Yeah.
someplace.
I mean, Siakam does make them a little better though. I mean, at worst, he don't make them worse.
I mean,
I mean,
anything makes him better because Benny ain't playing. So
exactly.
Chuba stay hold their head. And
And
Damian
that's
Lillard, them ain't coming.
no, Lily ain't coming. And that's where Philly in the tight too, because Ben Simmons ain't playing, so now you have to run a team back with you don't have your second or third best player. So now you in the tight. Now you was once a title contender. Shoot, you may drop in the standings a slot. So I mean, but look, like I say, I think it's handled wrong on both sides. But if you was Philly, Ben Simmons already showed you you're gonna lose money. So you gotta figure out what's best for your organization from a winning standpoint now. Because I already showed you he want to lose money. He ain't care about losing money. He just trying to prove a point.
Yeah, because you don't pay him too much money for nothing.
Yeah.
Speaking of paying too much money for nothing, I don't know what Denver dealing with over there or who running their books over there. Um, but I see that they trying to pay Michael Porter 200 mil. Now, don't get me wrong, dog ain't no scrub, right? But dog ain't no 200 mil player.
He's a nice player.
Like that don't even make sense to me. I guess these contracts, like I say, in the next coming years are gonna be ridiculous. But my
Maybe
thing
they,
is,
I don't know. Maybe they paying him for what they think he will do
you
versus.
can't do that. See,
I mean,
that's where teams put themselves in the toilet bowl.
but then you also can't
That's
pay
what
for what
happened.
they have already done. So what do you pay for? If you
What you
don't
mean
pay
you
for
That's what
can't
what
pay
they,
happened.
for what already done? That's what
no,
you do on the staff.
that's what you do to Chris Paul too, and that's
Yeah,
a
because
bad contract. And I the Chris Paul fan. Chris
yeah,
Paul is gonna fall off eventually in the coming years. Why give him a mass contract? Because he played good for the last 2 3 years.
Hey, you got to
because
play
he
with
would still
market.
give you another year or two of good
Listen,
actual ball.
But
if
not
And that wasn't
max.
if
no max. That was 30 mil. Chris could
Right.
get
That was
more.
close to max. That was close to max. But the point is,
no, but listen,
based on what he is gonna do, he doesn't deserve that. That's based on
Yeah,
what he
but
did do.
don't forget he's in a role where he doesn't have to do much. Chris Paul has never had to been the leading scorer or whatever. He has a team now where you have Devin Booker, who obviously could be the leading scorer in the league. And then on top of that, you got a big man who was developing very rapidly, who could be a defensive player of the year, and he
Right.
does the pick and roll that you love. So at the end of the day, $30 million for Chris Paul, where he's the best player on the team, is crazy because Chris Paul is not carrying your team nowhere anymore. But if you put Chris Paul in where he's a part of a big tree, I feel like that could work. That could work.
see,
But that whole
at the end of the day, but
So
that Porter thing is ridiculous.
you pay people based off their market value and when what you have to pay to keep them though. At the end of the day,
Who
if
who
Chris
else is
Paul
offering
is
them
going,
that?
it ain't about
the
who
next.
offering them that.
No, I mean
Here's
Chris Paul. I
offering them.
mean Michael Porter.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
Michael
no,
Porter.
no one's
Who,
Michael,
offering that.
where's
no.
market was for 200 million?
No,
Now, what they did was a gamble. What they did was saying, okay, we want to make it so we don't want this dude to leave, so we can make it so enticing that he won't leave. We can make it to where
200
we lock him
mil?
up. He
I the
can't turn it
gas
down.
start playing up and say, "But you could go anywhere you want."
And that's a huge gamble, man. That's a huge gamble. But I mean, he did average what 20 his second year. He could do a good score. Now, you don't know how much of that is because of Jokic and playing in that offense, but the dude could score. He gotta improve other parts of his game for them to get to the next level.
but
But
what level scorer is he though? You think he's an all-star caliber scorer? I'm just saying scorer. Like you think he could score with?
that score,
Yes, but not on that team
that
because it's
score, yeah.
not a
All star
ball
caliber.
enough ball.
Just in terms of scoring, just all star. I mean, all star caliber, yeah, probably. But it's like I said, you gotta round out other parts of this game because you don't just make it into the top levels. I mean, people like to be a top NBA player, you have to be able to score. You still gotta be able to do a little bit more than score, right? For Michael Porter, like legit, if you all ever watch the school play, he don't pass at all. Like legit, all he is do every time he gets the ball is shoot. That boy don't
Yeah.
pass at all, and he don't play no defense. So it could be
Um,
interesting.
looking at these stats, Michael Porter has never even averaged 20 points a game.
How much you average last year? 19?
19.
Close
But
enough.
no, not close enough for 200 mil.
But that's the second year. It's the second year averaging 19, right?
No,
That's pretty good for a second year player.
no.
He don't get the, but he don't get the ball enough. He don't get the ball
So
enough.
why am I giving him this money? If he don't get the ball, why am I giving him the bag?
How much years he been in the league? How much years he been in the league playing?
3 years.
His first year didn't count, eh? His first year, did he sit out?
Mm-hmm. No, first year he played 1 game. That don't count, I guess.
That don't count. So he played
last
2
year.
years.
He averaged 9 points.
That's his first year.
His first year, he averaged 9 points, and then this year he averaged 19. Okay, he going up 10. So what they expecting him to go up to 29 next year? Come on, bro. Let's be realistic. One of these Bucs, bro.
19. I'm not saying it's contract. I wouldn't pay him that this early because I don't feel as if you in danger of losing him this early. But I sort of understand the gamble. Like I said, I wouldn't do it this early. I'd wait a little while later to see what else he could bring. Because you pay the steward, they just give Aaron Gordon an extension too, I think.
Exactly.
They give Aaron Gordon an extension.
What the hell?
Jamal Murray get an extension, I think, last year too.
Exactly. 5 years.
So now you done lock up your core.
Now you gotta go strip that team right down next year.
Yeah. You better be sure that this could win a championship. You done lock it up. But that's what I'm saying. You done lock it up, so you better be sure they could win a championship because you done lock it up.
Now keep it in mind.
I mean, that's a good call now, but
keep in mind. I keep telling people,
Lakers looking like
these fellas at the top. What you can realize, there are two sides of sports. There's always the sports side, the athletic side, and then there's the business side. A lot of times I realize with these contracts and these stuff, their goal a lot of times is not to win championships. To be honest with you, like that same Chris Paul deal, their job is to stay relevant because relevant fills seats. At the end of the day, even if I lose him, but my stadium full, I'm making just as much money as if a team making the playoffs, but they can't get their arena full. So it's like a lot of these fellas looking at it, hey, people coming to see Michael Paul. People coming to see if Aaron Gordon could do a 360 dunk. People coming to see Chris Paul throw alley-oops. You know, who's a team will just make it but don't really have no fan support like that? I guess Charlotte. Charlotte make the playoffs, but Charlotte don't really have that much support. That's why fellas like LaMelo Ball, when that boy rookie contract up, LaMelo about to get about 300 mil. Yeah. And fellas like Lonzo then could be mad. Like,
he ain't got no reason to be mad.
He got plenty of reason to be mad because he just bouncing around like I don't know.
We got a nice little payday this year. We got like what 85 mil or something like that.
Yeah, same thing with like Atlanta. But I've been to Atlanta Hawks games. But you could put your foot up on the chairs and stretch out with your gal and sit back and throw your hands up and you wouldn't touch nobody. Like that's how Atlanta Hawk games is be, bro. Like real talk.
Atlanta about to change, bro. Atlanta about to be a contender, bro.
Exactly. That's why you bring in guys like Trae Young and you pay them the bag $200 million because now people come in to watch Trae Young shoot from half court. So it's more a business strategy than, we paying him because he can bring us a championship. Everybody know that only one team win a championship every year. So it's like the other 29 got to figure out, okay, we obviously ain't winning. So let's see how much money we can make.
But it ain't, no. It ain't, hold on. It ain't only one team that thinks they're going to win a championship.
I never said that.
But
one team wins.
But you just said the other 29 got to figure out what they're dealing with, as in, okay, so what we can do to bring people, not what we can do to win a championship, is at least 4 teams that think they're going to win a championship.
Oh, okay. 4 to 30. That's a good ratio.
Okay. So say the other
26 teams now it's just playing to make money.
Right.
I guess.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But I agree.
That's closer.
But does Denver think they have a chance to win a championship?
No.
I think they feel they do.
You know what?
I
think they feel they do too. Okay, watch this. The Clippers are out. And Denver swear if Murray was there, they would have beat Phoenix, which we all know is not true. So the only person you have left is the Lakers.
In
their eyes.
That's the rationale. year before, they went to the conference finals against the Lakers. The Lakers beat them. Last year, they lose in the second round. We didn't have Jamal Murray. So it's easy to say we get Jamal Murray healthy. We added Aaron Gordon, who made our team better.
And the Clippers out.
And the Clippers out.
Kawhi most likely out for.
Yeah, we got a chance to win championship. I don't agree with them. I think.
But that's what they think. I agree.
I think they do think that. I don't agree with them, by the way. But I think they think that.
I guess if they health like LeBron said, the healthiest team usually makes it to the end. But my thing is, the reason why I say you still got to be careful with the amount. I ain't saying no give dog a contract, but he done miss a whole season because of bad injuries that he had from college, and then on top of that, he came back and was average. But you paying this boy like a superstar. The problem I have with that is, if Jamal Murray doesn't come back and be the Jamal Murray of old, he still gets the salary that you sign him to. If Michael Porter now turns into Ben Simmons, which he could very possibly do, because if you look at their similarities, not only because he's not in a big market city, you don't hear much, but if you look at it, 6'10", power forward who could dribble, handle the ball. He has a jump shot, but when you look at their mentality, it's very, it's all about me type thing. Like you say, when he on the court, that's why at one point they was bringing him off the bench. Because when he on the court, in his mind, he dominates the ball. So it's like, post this guy goes now, and because he don't get the bag, I could relax now, because one thing with the NBA contracts, they fully guarantee it. So he might say, man, listen, obviously I get the bag, I ain't even average 20. So let me just go there, put the rock in the hoop a couple times a game and be an average player. Now you stuck with three fellas. And Aaron Gordon ain't no big player, to be honest with you. He is a highlight player. But if you look at Aaron Gordon's stats,
I feel like he's a key. Like he start stuff but he's a key piece. Like in the playoffs, like you'll be like Aaron Gordon when that game player.
Yes, but no, he not based on the salary they are giving him. They giving him the salary like he is a top 5, top 7 power forward in the league. So now if these three fellas don't produce to that top 5, top 7 salary that you're giving them, you stuck for the next 5 to 10 years trying to get these off your books. And you could be in a situation like where you got like the Clippers them still suffering from Chris Paul deals and bad deals. The Lakers still paying friggin' Lou all then. I think this our last season. We have him on our books.
Maybe not fully guaranteed, Corey, but I think he comparing it to the NFL contracts, which are not guaranteed, right? Nope. When you say NBA contracts are guaranteed,
NBA contracts are fully guaranteed for their base. Like the difference is with an NBA contract, what their base is. See what they report. What you see on ESPN and what they report the full thing with incentives.
Right.
But their base is automatically guaranteed. Whereas with NFL contracts, you got to play a certain amount of snaps. You got to play like their whole contract is basically incentivized. So it's like with NFL contracts, you got to do a bunch of things just to see your whole contract. So it's like plenty fellas who sign for, let's say, use a running back. You might sign a contract this year and say, oh, Sam's getting 20 mil. And then when you look, almost like a situation in Dallas, you splitting running back carries. So if Zeke don't make a certain amount of carries, Zeke ain't gonna see full 20 mil this year. He might only get 11 or 10, and that might be a Jerry Jones play. But in NBA, boy, you could sit on that bench. Fellas like Gilbert Arenas down, boy, you ain't even got to touch the court, and that 20 million getting deposit.
That's real dog. Yeah, it could be interesting. Like you hope you don't get complacent. I remember a few years back when Minnesota paid Wiggins that extension, and then the owner say before he paid Wiggins, he sit in the room and say, "You promise you can get better." Like, yeah, bro, why not?
What you want dog to say? No, but I think I can get a little weight. Of course, dog can say I promise I can get better.
Wiggins was number 1?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a number pick. Yeah, so when you're a number pick, that just skyrockets your extension. And then certain incentives throughout course of your career, you average a certain amount of points. You eligible for a
And
certain amount of money.
that was one of the reasons why Aiton didn't resign this summer, because Aiton was eligible to resign this summer, but he hold out another year because if Aiton signed next summer, Aiton about to get a nasty bag.
Yeah,
And like you
especially
say, he's a number one pick. And then plus that Chris Paul addition, that's key for Aiton. Because you
he
dealing with a point guard who wants to give you the ball.
yeah,
Most
and
point
and
guards in the
then
league are shoot first or other
and
things first.
his reputation that he's statistically made big men better. Aiden could possibly
Exactly.
be outside there.
Exactly. Especially in the West where at the center position, you don't have much competition.
Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, it's 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 gonna be interesting to see if it pays off for Denver. Um, will remain positive on that front, but I don't think it could pay off too well because I don't think there's a championship for a team. But we'll see. They might get surprised some people this year.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Um. So yeah. We want to wrap this up.
Sounds cost us a 2 hour pod thing.
I know we started 2 hour board. I know we could do that. So yeah, any shout outs y'all want to make?
Like I say, shout out John Quell. Don't worry, it's only one game. It's a 5 game series. We're seeing many teams do many things to come back and get the W. Like I say, shout out Cam taking a cut up this week. I beat him by almost 100 points. Um, Shout out the Solid Pods, the Solid Network. And y'all who let us know. I don't know. Y'all can leave some comments after the show. Let us know how y'all felt about the Sunday Live. That was something new we tried this week. We got a lot of reviews and a lot of good feedback. Um, Let us know if y'all want us to continue that. We can bring it to you guys. But that's it for me. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah, man, that's it. Shout out shout out Rev Trio for sponsoring us once again. Sunday ticket, NFL Sunday ticket. Y'all don't forget that, please. Y'all want to watch football on Sunday. Any game that's not on ESPN, that's not on NBC, you'll find it right on Sunday Ticket Out. If you have Rev Trio already, then that's a deal you can't beat because it's free. No additional cost you have to pay. So just hit up Rev, email them, hit them up on Facebook, and get that package. You ain't gonna regret that if you use a football fund. And shout out John Gwell on MVP, best female basketball player in the world from the Bahamas. So shout out.
Shout out John Grubb for sure. Don't worry about Loaf. We want you on the show. When you win Fans MVP, we can try to get you on the show, eh?
Yeah. Trust me, like I said, I still pull for. I actually saw when she was here with what the other lady name?
Waltia. Shout out Waltia. Waltia paved the way, bro.
That's a pioneer, bro. That's a pioneer. Shout out Waltia.
So hopefully we could get both of them on the show at one point.
That'd be good.
The platform can hold it. So yeah, hopefully maybe even Buddy, Aiden, we might just have a whole star-studded show one day.
Can't beat that. The old Bayman squad. Can't beat that.
Can't forget Clay. You throw Clay in there. But that's my boy, man. Can't leave him play.
But yeah, we out till next week. Or till Saturday, till the weekend. So y'all stay safe.
Saturday or Sunday. We'll see how it goes.
Yep. All right. Sort it out.
Solid out pun. Oh boy.
Pante is gonna call him.
No, but he just asked in the group just now.
Yeah, I see.